Yo, so what's up everybody? If it's your first time, they call me Sincere. I'm CEO of Cut and Shoot Entertainment. To keep everything brief, I'm a cosmetologist with the camera. Welcome to the channel. If it's for your first time, sit back, see what this channel is about, and if it's something that you're into, go ahead and hit that like button, and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That way you'll be notified anytime I drop. When a new video come out, make sure you hit that notification too, because that's important. Today, basically what I'm gonna be going over is a conversation me and Brother Ulrich had. He's a good friend, a good colleague, very hard worker, very determined, very ambitious, and I'm so proud of this brother. This is what Cut and Shoot Entertainment is about. We're about empowering one another and encouraging one another. You got good people out here still. I hope you guys enjoy. This is me and Brother Ulrich, the co-founder of Afro House of Springfield, Illinois. Let's get into it.
My name is Ulrich. I live in Springfield. I'm an entrepreneur, co-founder of Afro House Springfield.
So when you say entrepreneur, what all does that entail?
That's a very good question. It's basically a bigger dream. It's you versus you. There's nobody that sees the vision that you have. People usually see the vision later on. As things start to grow, as people start to see you moving, as they start to see Sincere having all those cameras around and stuff like that. They see your YouTube channel, they see the views, but they don't see the behind the scene. Like when we first came with this idea of creating this thing, a lot of people thought that, hey, you know what? People won't follow. The city won't follow y'all. Like the vibes that you guys want to bring, it's not gonna work. And we heard that from people from the community that we come from. People that come from the same background than I. They're like, oh, you know what? It's not gonna work. People are closed-minded. This is not New York. This is not Chicago. This is not St. Louis. Because those cities, the bigger cities, people are way more open. I'm like, no, we're gonna do it.
Listen, no matter what you're doing, it's gonna be doubters. It's gonna be people that don't believe in your vision, and that's okay because guess what? It's your vision. That's your responsibility. And if you put that on other people, they can just give up on your dream and then you could believe them. But just like Ulrich, he didn't believe them. He kept pursuing and now he's here today.
I'm not here yet.
Well, you here. We in the building.
We're in the building.
And we've come from a mighty long way. First, thanks be to God. We're not in the same position that we was when we first met each other.
Yeah.
So we are here.
Step like you were at level 0, now you're at level 10.
Yeah.
So take your time to enjoy level 10. And why he was telling that to me, because it's like, oh man, you keep saying like, I want to get there, I want to make this, I want to. Well, they're like, where you used to be, man.
Right.
Like I used to have a roommate. I used to live in a small room.
Right.
And now I have my own apartment, my own place where I stay at for some years now.
You wasn't doing the things that you was doing when I first met you.
God, man.
Neither was I. It's hard for us sometimes to see. Sometimes we gotta really look back. Like we really came from a long way, and it's hard. Like when you look up, you may feel like you're still down until you look down and you like,
yeah. And that's something that also a friend of mine told me, like, take a break to enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you have this higher goal. You want to get to the top, but you forgot that you're not at the level that you used to be.
Yeah.
So you need to be grateful for being where you're at. We are an organization that aims to promote Black culture. We have a concept that we've created that is called Afro Friday. And we work in partnership with the Wet Bar. Shout out to Yadi. We host every 2 other Friday of the month, where we have a DJ that comes in and plays music from all over the world. We also came to promote music that comes from Africa, that comes from all those places in the world.
To be more specific, what is your dreams?
I want to provide for my family, my siblings, for my children. I don't have kids right now, but I'm planning on having kids. So the first thing that I did in 2018, a consulting company as a personal stylist. I will help people to dress, pick the correct clothes, how to look good, on the budget and stuff like that. And that's how I end up working with the brand that is called Jill Hoover. I'm still with them, so basically we sell custom clothing. Like basically we have custom shirts, custom suits, and stuff like that. It's a very good quality product. So my own audience, basically, I'm the one that has to go look for clients. I'm the one that has to keep the clients, and I also can decide if I can give a discount to a client and stuff like that. I felt like, a job is not enough, that I need to do something extra.
How would they find you?
Facebook, Ulrich Mentlot, so I'm gonna spell that OLRIC space. You have a TS down, then you have my last name Mentlot, MANTHELOT.
So that's your Facebook page.
Yeah. So
is that like your direct way of people getting hold of you?
Yeah.
What would you tell people about your business that you feel stands out from the rest of the crowd?
Basically, when it comes to me as a personal stylist, I've lived in Europe, right? So I've been in Europe. I lived in Europe for 5 years before I moved to the United States. And you guys already know that, Europe is actually leading the world in fashion. I actually lived in Paris, so I have.
Oh, you lived in Paris too?
Yeah, I lived in Paris.
Oh, I'm finding something new out today, y'all.
So I lived in Paris, right, before I moved here. So basically, I have the experience, I have the exposure. Basically, I know, a little bit. I follow the trends a lot. And matter of fact, that's why when I first got to the US, my first year, like a lot of people were just looking at the way I was dressing. Because some people have some assumption because here was not the trend. People not wearing skinny jeans like that or this type of shoes like these and stuff like that. So basically, if you get in touch with me and you want to know, the latest trend or you want to dress a certain way, I can really help you on that because I have that exposure for living in Europe and I also follow the trends a lot. So that's what really gonna put me aside from anybody else in the business as a personal stylist.
Okay. Wow, so man, you lived in Europe?
Yep.
You lived in Paris?
Yeah, I lived in Paris. I lived in Paris for 4 years and a half. And then when I was there, like I moved, sometimes I would just go around because the European Union is like you can go from France to Poland, you can go from Poland to Germany, basically around. It's just, you don't need any visa, you just get your car or you take a train or a plane and then you travel. So I've been on.
So what was going on in these years, and what years were these? How old were you?
Oh,
and,
I think it was, I was 17 years old.
When you first started and you went where?
I was born in the Congo, Brazzaville.
That's Brazil.
Brazzaville is the capital.
Oh, how do you say that? Brazzaville?
Brazzaville.
Brazzaville. Okay.
Yeah, Brazzaville.
I'm learning something new today, man.
Yeah.
Plenty.
My parents wanted me to go to further my education, so that's where I went to Europe. So I went to France, I went to Paris, and I got there, I was 17 years old. And then I did 4 years and a half, and then after that, all the way here in Springfield, the great city of Abraham Lincoln that I
now. So you started off in Congo, right?
Right.
And then you moved to Europe.
Yep, to Europe.
Okay, now from that transition right there, what caused you to move to Europe, and why Europe?
In Africa, depending on where you come from, most people, if you come from the francophone side of Africa, most people have a parent or relative that live in the francophone country in Europe.
Okay.
Or someone that immigrated there like a couple years ago or 10 years ago, and then has got kids, and their kids has been there. Like, we always have someone in those countries. So you basically don't go places where you don't know anyone. Right. So the reason, that's one of the things that really brought me there, because I knew that I had relatives there. Like
who was it?
I had my aunt was living there.
Okay.
So my dad, little sisters, they were all living there, and I had my granddad also moved there for some health issues. And then I had nephews that actually were born there, that could really help me out. And also because of the school, the cost was cheap. I did apply to a lot of places, but the school was affordable. The language, I did not have to learn another language, even though I had to learn English later on. But yeah, those are some of the things that brought me there.
So the whole time you weren't speaking any English at all?
I wasn't.
Okay.
I knew some English, but probably just like French.
Oh, that's
just like that, because when I was
that's not good.
Yeah, man. Like when I was in high school, we had English, Spanish, and Germany. So those were some of the classes. But
So are you fluent with all three or?
No, I'm not fluent with. I know some words in Spanish. I used to know actually. I was more interested into Spanish actually than English when I was in high school.
¿Qué vas a hacer? ¿Qué pasó? Okay.
I know como te llamas. You know, me llamo Ulrich. Soy Congolese. Or Bibo like Kaye. Yeah, I mean I knew a lot of words, man. I just forgot. But I used to like Spanish, man. I don't know why. I just felt like Spanish was my thing. English was not really my thing. Like I was having bad grades. Okay. So I got some friends later now. If they look at me the way I speak, they'll probably be like, "Oh, I used to be better than this guy in high school." He used to suck.
Hold on. So you did actually study English in high school?
Yeah. That's how we do it in Africa, like in Congo. Most countries, like francophone countries. I'm gonna speak for that because I come from that side. So yeah, you have to take an English class. It starts from the first year that you get into, from elementary school to high school. So from the beginning of high school to the end, you got to learn English. So by the time that you graduate from high school, at least you know some words. You know how to say hi, hello. First of all, when I graduated from high school, I was 17. My dad used to work, and then we had a lot of financial issues. So we went from having a certain level, then we went to a point of life where things were difficult now. So just like finding a way to eat. And I was like, I gotta get to a certain level so I don't have, my kids don't have to face the same problem that I felt, because when my dad lost his job because he had to retire and it was no longer able to provide or to have everybody at the same level that he used to do, because when he used to work, he was the best father that you could have ever asked, because everything you wanted, he was gonna provide it to you. But as we got older, then the finance, the money that he was getting was not enough. Now that we saw like a life change. I was like, no, I need to avoid myself that path, trusting one job, because at the end of the day, that job you're gonna retire, and when you retire, you don't make as much money that you used to make. And if you have as many kids, we're not allowed with like 4, but still, you have to take care of the education and stuff like that. And there's no way you can make it. And I look at all my friends that used to be with me in high school that had parents that had business. They don't have the same problem that I had. They were straight because dad could afford to pay for the school fees, even being in college. Or dad could afford to do some stuff that me, I couldn't. We used to have the same standards, like the same lifestyle, probably younger, but their parents were investing. You know what I'm saying? So as we graduated from high school, now we different standards, right? Me, I had for instance, like I had to work in fast food and stuff like that. Damn, some of them never work and stuff like that. Because as soon as parents would give him a car, would give him, he would go straight work for his dad's business, basically. So I was like, I want my kids to be in that position too. And then also I look at my siblings behind me. I was old enough to have my father's support at the very old, but them, since they're younger than me and stuff like that, I was like, oh, I gotta do something. So to take the time to enjoy everything. And why he was telling that to me, because it's like, oh man, you keep saying like I want to get there. I don't know where you used to be, man. Right. Like I used to have a roommate. I used to live in a small room. Right. And now I have my own apartment, my own place where I stay. I didn't have a car. Another thing is, there used to be girls that was not trying to talk to me.
Back then.
Back then,
Now you have to
and now they don't want to talk to you. She only met you at this level. Yeah. So the only guy that she knows is a guy at this level. But there's some of them that know you like she knows you from where you started. You know what I mean? And
real quick, this isn't a bash, because we can respect women that have high standards. Yeah, We're not talking about.
We're not talking about y'all, man. Maybe you didn't have. I didn't have the. That's another thing. Maybe you did not have the standard she was looking for. That's fine. And that's okay. That's okay. But sometimes is, even though the guy did not have the standards, but keep that same energy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because, and another thing. I'm just gonna stop there. But what I'm gonna say is that respect to the females, respect to the black woman, respect to the Asian woman, respect to the Caucasian woman.
To all cultures. Is there any shout outs that you want to give to the people that has been believing in your dream and your goals and that's been rocking with you?
I'm gonna keep saying that, and I want you to make sure that you cut this part and you have that part. Shout out to the people from Springfield, from the state of Illinois, that has been supporting half of our Springfield.
Yeah, hear that.
People from Decatur, shout out to you.
Decatur.
We will have not been here without people from local people supporting us, from local people, local businesses, local entrepreneurs, people like you that are in Springfield.
Hate to have to leave you guys. Been definitely enjoying time with you guys. Me and the brother Ulrich, man, here to do another interview. I thank this good brother for allowing me in the establishment. Big shout out to you. Big shout out to the whole Afro House. I love what y'all doing.
And I also want to thank Innovate Springfield for allowing us to have this place here, because a lot of people don't know about Innovate Springfield. If you live in Springfield, Innovate Springfield is an incubator for businesses. So let's say you have a business and you're looking for workspace. So if you get in touch with Innovate Springfield, you can become a member, and they have different rates for different level of membership. Then you can have access to this spot. Just make sure that everything is clean. Whenever you do something, and then there are good people here. Without Innovate Springfield, we would have not gotten to where we are, because there's a lot of things that we host in this building. And then that's also part of what I was saying. Shout out to people in Springfield.
Most
still Springfield.
Most definitely. So yeah, man, y'all heard it. Thank you all for watching. For everybody that is watching, hopefully if y'all stood this long, y'all hit that like button.
The share button.
That share button. And also subscribe to my brother page. I will drop the link. And also, on Facebook, follow Afro House in Springfield, Illinois. Big things popping. The wet bar.
August 20th and the 27th, we'll be at the wet bar. Doors open at 11 p.m. Free to the ladies till midnight.
The makeup contest coming. The dates will be up, coming here real soon.
So basically, if you just follow us on Afro House, if you follow us on social media on our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram page at Afro House 2020, you'll be up to date.
And y'all know what it is. It's your boy Sincere.
Cut and Shut Entertainment.
Yes, sir. What the motto stands for.
Shout out the excuses and shoot for your dreams. Shout out to my man Sincere. Shout out to my man Sincere. Cut and Shoot Entertainment. Cut and Shoot the excuses. And shout out for you. What? Oh, that's just like that, because when I was your friends always have, most of the time your friends like people that always listen to their friends rather than their parents or relatives, they always felt. Because usually the parent sees the bad in your friends before you see that.
When my father would tell me that the people are not my friends, that's hard to believe. When you're around somebody, you hanging out with them, you maybe talk to girls, you might change clothes, borrow each other's shoes.